What's good, everybody? This your boy Blackout Jones with Just Shooting the Sports. The 2025 college football season just got underway yesterday at the University of Tennessee. How do we feel about this upcoming season? And how do we feel about last season and the way that it ended? We'll talk about that and so much more with Just Shooting the Sports. But before we do that, please hit that notification bell. Also follow, like, subscribe, and also comment during this episode because I really would love to hear y'all thoughts on the upcoming season and the season that just, the last season of the 2024 year, because it definitely left a bad taste in my mouth. So let's get it. Well, the 2025 college football season got underway yesterday with the first spring practice for the University of Tennessee. By the looks of things, everybody going through the motions. Everybody's ready to, get on that field, put feet to grass. Everybody's looking forward to this season. We definitely have, 27 newcomers into the fold, 23 are freshmen, led by David Sanders Jr. We also got a couple of transfers that came in the likes of Sam Pendleton from Notre Dame, Wendell Moe from Arizona, Star Thomas from Duke, and also we brought in Amari Jefferson from Alabama. And if y'all recall, we tried to get Amari Jefferson last year, and it was between us and Alabama, and he chose to go to Alabama. Well, he came back home, and we appreciate it. We're looking forward to your success and see what you can do on the field. But before we get into the spring practice of things and, what I basically saw, let's talk about last season. Last season definitely didn't start on a good note. We lost 42-17 to Ohio State. It was pretty much all gas, no brakes. The turning point of that game was the beginning of that game when we hit the quarterback in the face when it looked like it was about to be 3 and out. And it seemed like from that point moving forward, we just never recovered. Yeah, we had some moments, here and there, but it was just not enough for what Ohio State was basically doing to us at will, definitely on the defensive side of the ball and the offensive side of the ball. It didn't matter what we tried to do defensively. It didn't matter what we tried to do offensively. We were just outnumbered, outmatched, and outplayed and outcoached on every aspect of the game. So it is what it is. We just got to improve on it this year. We did finish 10-2 in the regular season, 10-3 overall. There were games where we shouldn't have lost. Well, one of them at least, and that was against Arkansas. That should have never took place. Who knows? We could have been 11-1, possibly playing for an SEC championship and possibly having a better seeding in the college football playoffs. But it is what it is. It didn't happen. Woulda, coulda, shoulda ain't going to get you nowhere. But with that being said, this season, we definitely have to switch up offensively and defensively. That spread out offense don't work anymore. Everybody has seen it, and they've seen it for a lot of years. Now defenses are catching up to it. This is the year with Josh Heupel. This is the year where we have to see if he can evolve. We have to see if he is the offensive genius that we think he is. Now, I truly believe his first year, his second year was unbelievable. But you also had a quarterback in Hendon Hooker that put the ball on the money. I mean, he was phenomenal back there. You know what I'm saying? So, but once Alex Golesh left, it seemed like the offense left with him and went to USF. Who knows? But it just looks different. You know what I mean? Especially with Hosley back there. It seems everything's just elementary. Nothing looks right. And then, we could blame it on the receivers. We could. You know what I'm saying? We could blame it on the quarterback. We could. You know what I mean? We could do all those things. But we're not. We're not going to do that. I just think the philosophy of the offense was just not good. And we just didn't evolve. And that's just what it is. Now, last year, I went to the UTC game and I went to the North Carolina State game. You compare those two games, if I could compare those two games and the rest of the season after that, two totally different offenses. Totally different. Excuse me. It seemed like something changed in that Oklahoma game. where from that point moving forward, we were just not the same team on the offensive side of the ball. It could have been a scheme situation. It could have been the defenses played a certain way that kept us from being explosive. But then there were times where we were explosive or could have been, but Nico, for whatever reason, started overthrowing balls. Whatever reason, started being inaccurate. For whatever reason. I don't know what happened from UTC, North Carolina State, Oklahoma. Everything changed completely. All of a sudden, that boy couldn't hit a barn if it was right there in his face. Don't know why. There were other times the wide receivers are wide open. What they do? Drop the ball. What Squirrel White do all the time? Jump for the ball and don't have no reason to jump and then get hurt. You know what I mean? He did that a lot last year. He would just jump for the ball, which at that point, it's a 50-50 chance that when you land, that ball is going to still be in your grasp. Not sure why he kept doing that. Brazel kind of did it a couple times too, and he dropped some balls too. So there were times where plays could have been explosive, but there were miscues. The running game was a running game. Dylan Sampson looked good. Problem with Dylan Sampson, though, after a while, the man just became a fumble machine. Not sure what happened. Not sure what changed with him because we always knew Dylan Sampson as a sure hand. We always knew that when it came to protecting the ball, that was your man. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, my man just started fumbling. Once he got his first fumble, it was like a fumble every game, and it was always at the crucial moment. First series of the game, we're driving, we're looking good, fumble against Alabama. First series of the game, we're driving, we're working, fumble against Florida, so forth and so on. So that was the problem with that last year also, just making unnecessary, turnovers. The tight end position was fantastic. Holden Staves did a phenomenal job. Kitselman did a phenomenal job. Wide receivers, we already talked about that. They could have done better. You know what I mean? Dante Thornton had his moments. But he, of course, he couldn't stay healthy. We already know Squirrel White couldn't stay healthy. So there were issues there as well. Boo Carter, he lived up to the hype. He definitely lived up to the hype last year. Defensively, special teams, he did a phenomenal job. Very proud of that guy. I know his family too. Me and his family grew up together. So, and his family a champion too. You know what I mean? That's my folk. Love him to death. And but he did a phenomenal job. Now, with that being said, Ricky Gibson, Gerard McCoy did phenomenal back there in the backfield. Probably the best that the secondary has looked in the Josh Heupel era so far. But we also had to credit that to the defensive line, who were monsters up there. You know what I'm saying? So now we've lost some of those guys on the defensive line, but we regrouped really well. You know what I mean? We had some guys that came in last year that definitely performed at a high level. So it made the future look even more brighter, with also bringing in some guys from the freshman class, backups that were looking good, that were, probably third string. They look good. Freshmen that we had last year, now sophomores. What are they going to do? What are they going to bring to the table? Because I feel very confident in some of them, that are coming back as well. So definitely looking forward to this season. Spring practice, just by the looks of things, like I said, everybody's just going through the process first day. There are going to be some mistakes that are going to be made during the spring. It happens. I know that the orange and white game is April 12th. They're only going to have 45,000 seats due to construction. I'm going to try to get there this year, like I did last year. I had a phenomenal time last year. It was a lot of fun hanging out with Talking Vols Network and Boogie Bentley and the crew. So hopefully we can do it again this year. But if not, hey, it's a party, man, every time I go. But with that being said, I'll have plenty more, during the spring. I'll try to do a couple of more videos here and there. Definitely, I can't wait for football season. I'm definitely going to the Tennessee-Syracuse game on August 30th. I'm going to try to make it to a lot of more games than I normally do. But I truly feel like this season, we're going to be a different team. I hope we're a lot better. I hope we're still great on defense, but offensively, I need to see something different. I definitely need to see some changes made that will make me and the other fans of the Tennessee Volunteers feel confident about 2025. Because if you can evolve, if you can make those changes, and Nico and the rest of the guys, come through and become or elevate their talent and elevate their skills and their play, this can be a magical season. It really can. But we just gonna have to wait and see. Well, but until then, hey, you know what I always say: go Big Orange, go Vols.